So what I'm slowly realizing fully is that when you're struggling with unforgiveness and releasing people for wherever they have done you wrong, slighted you, it's usually because you're struggling with self-forgiveness. How can you give forgiveness to someone else that you have yet given yourself? It is easier to focus on things outwardly outside of yourself when somebody does something to disrupt your peace, your routine, disturbance in your orbit. Is like, of course, it's easier to focus on outside. But then when you really like zoom in on that thing and you realize that's just a manifestation on what's going on in the inside. People are just mirrors. And it can be offensive when people are in front of you displaying the betrayal that you have already given yourself. You have betrayed yourself first. You have disappointed yourself first. You have broke your trust first. You have veered from whatever promise, whatever word you were supposed to stand on. Of course it seems more offensive because now it's in your face, and usually it's easier to offload that onto someone else and be distracted by the things going on around you and how people show up, when you have to really sit with yourself and say, how do you show up for yourself? So you struggle with unforgiveness because you have yet to forgive yourself in all the areas you have disappointed yourself, haven't followed through, made mistakes in the areas of ignorance, in the areas of pride. And you can offload that. What better way to relieve that than to put that on someone else when you have to really think about your biggest betrayer in life is you, yourself. You have allowed certain people into your place. You have allowed to prolong and continue relationships that mirror the unforgiveness and the lack of forgiveness you have for yourself and the lack of grace you have for yourself. You know, we allow certain cycles to play out when we have not yet understand true self-worth and value and peace in our time and our energy. So it is easy to place that on someone else and not be forgiving, or even have it in us to learn how to release these people from hostage, right? Because you have yet given that to yourself. That has been very eye-opening for me on my journey in the areas where I think that I'm able to forgive people easy. But then when you realize there's still a little bit of lingering, and you zoom in on yourself and you have a conversation about, in every area that I have shown up, how this person outwardly is showing up to me, how have I shown up like that for myself? And why is it uncomfortable? You know why? Because you can't run from it when God's requiring you to grow and to heal, and He'll allow these things to keep playing out in front of you until you get it, until it clicks. That it has nothing to do with the people outwardly. The enemies aren't the folks, the vessels, the human beings that we encounter. They're just mere vessels. Either they're vessels of light and they're in alignment with God and they just have human moments, or they're vessels of Satan and spawns of Satan, and they're on an assignment to keep you stuck and deterred and keep you in this constant, unequally yoked, unbalanced, unrequited investment into energy, time, love, and safety. Because love is correction, love is accountability, love is forgiveness, love is also self-respect. And understanding when you lack forgiveness for yourself, there's usually a missing link of not having enough self-respect for yourself. So you have allowed yourself to be without boundaries and boundless, and you have let people into your life space, your circle, because of desperation, because of people pleasing, because of loneliness, because of gaslighting yourself and thinking sometimes people don't know what they're doing, when sometimes they do. They do. And you have to know what you're doing with yourself, and in that area of having boundaries and forgiving yourself. It starts to make forgiving others just a little bit more doable in real life. It's a process though.